love tea is bad.
We
Tea
queue
is
here.
so good.
Drinking tea here is almost like a religion.
Tea is just boring.
Question is, do you lift your little finger?
You can't say that. You can't say that. What these Europeans are getting, or a few of them, are the stereotypes for if you live there in Britain. That's what I'm getting from this. There maybe a hint of truth, but like extremely blown out of proportion at the same time. Let me know what you think about that. I already see the angry comments to the lady that said what we won't speak of about the tea just prior to this a couple seconds ago. Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be watching and reacting to this video. What do Europeans, your neighbor Europeans, really think about British culture? I'm curious to see, I have my opinions and Americans' opinions about British culture, and I've watched a lot of videos in both ways. What Britons think, you Britons, what the British think about the US culture, us, how we travel, how loud we are, how obnoxious, kind of how rude sometimes. And I've watched videos and read comments about the other way around, which is always fun to get both sides and kind of analyze it, kind of discuss it, talk about it. So this is about Europeans' view about British culture and what they think. So let me know what you think about their answers. Let me know if they're wrong or indeed they're right. Maybe they're just, they're right with these things. You're like, yeah, it does rain a lot here. Very true. Or no. Or what else is talked about? Food. People, I feel like, bash food there all the time, even though I really enjoyed it. I loved the food there. I mean, when you have so many cultures, like a crazy amount of cultures mixing into London, that's where I was at, you have to have good food there. All sorts of places are there, and some really good restaurants and food places I ate throughout my time there, my couple days. I wish I had a lot more. Let me know if they're true. Let me know if they're false. Let me know if it's all wrong or all right. I want to hear from the pros. That's you. So here we go.
The weather.
British food.
Drinking tea.
Oh God.
Missed that one. But here we go.
Okay.
Separate hot and cold taps.
Nightmare.
What's wrong with you people?
Like the rest of the world has figured this out.
How would you like to die? By freezing or by boiling?
Every time I wash my hands, I actually wash my hands this way.
2 seconds on cold, a second and a half on hot, and then it's fine.
Wait. You guys have separate faucets of a cold and a hot one? The place, I don't know if I'm missing something here, but the place that I stayed in London was, like normal, I guess. What we have here, you turn a little bit hot, a little bit cold, get a nice little warm. That's what we had, unless I'm completely blanking on something here. I'm sorry if so.
Done.
It was great when I was
I
there.
came into the tube this morning, I stepped in someone's shoes, they apologized to me.
They say sorry so many times. It's like contagious.
Whenever I go back to France now, I say like désolé all the time as well. Like so on the metros, and they're
Yes,
like pardon.
Even if you don't mean it, I think that's the intrinsic part.
What took me a while to get is the because you've got the like apologetic sorry, the passive aggressive sorry, and just the aggressive sorry.
Excuse me, I am sorry. Oh, excuse me, sir.
The sorry thing is what us Americans think of Canada. We always hear them say sorry and all these other things are super nice up there. That's just our view of Canadians. So maybe that's what Europeans think of Britain? Same kind of thing? Maybe?
More important than politics.
Yeah, it's really, really important. It's like one thing that I realized here is just like when it's sunny, you go full bananas.
The first sunny day of the year is like 12 degrees, and and everyone's like, it's been sunny for like more than 20 minutes now.
Let's
trip.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell.
Honey, I'm not your honey. I don't know you.
Cheers. I love cheers.
All right, mate.
I used to say, Leicester,
Leicester Square, like
Greenwich.
You can say in every sentence.
I know, yeah. I know, even like in a work environment.
Yeah,
in the
and when
office,
they're
it doesn't
happy
matter.
too.
You can use basically any word, like any adjective, and in the right context, people will, guess that you're talking about being drunk.
That's a video that we did too. Why are British place names so hard to pronounce? And we also did another one of just kind of like the history of, the Vikings coming over and taking this part, the east part of England at the time. the Vikings coming over and taking this part, and then the Germans took over the southern part. The Celts came over here. It's just, and that's this big mix of names and words and things conflicting. The Romans, when they were there, they have a lot of these Roman terms there and names. So I do understand that. We had the video about it. It is confusing. Yeah, I do agree with them on that. And the weather, just an example of the weather, I brought this up in another video. The weather in London, for example, comparing the London rain to Los Angeles rain here where I am, not quite in Los Angeles, but close enough, is starkly different. For example, in London, it says they had on average 106.5 days of rain per year. And that was 29%, I think it was. 29% of the year is raining there, which is absolutely crazy to me. I love rainy days. I love overcast days because they're rare here. In LA, we get something like 30 days of rain a year, and it came out to something like 9% of the year is raining here. And sometimes, like this year, that's generous. We're in a drought. We've been in a drought for a while. Everything's drying up here, and the officials are worried about it. So that's kind of where we are at here. It doesn't rain here, so when it does, it's a phenomenal thing. I get my coffee, I wear my pajamas, turn on the fireplace. It's like an event. So it's kind of the opposite there. There, it's sunny more than 20 minutes, and everyone, at least according to the Europeans here, everyone goes out. And when I was visiting Kensington Palace, we went out. Well, one, we had tea in the gardens, which was amazing, phenomenal time, beautiful, tasty, the tea sets. But after that, we went to the park. I forget what it was, Hyde Park. I mean, there's a couple huge parks all around that area. It's probably not Hyde Park, but it's a park right there. Maybe it is Hyde Park, this beautiful lake that was in the middle, circular lake, and everyone was out. There are so many people strewn all over the place, just sunbathing, just enjoying it, just reading in the fields.
It's incredible. I love queuing. I just love it.
It's at the same rank as drinking. It's like they're both sports, and you must excel at both.
You just said that with such conviction. Just like,
Because
I love
it.
queuing.
Because I remember the first time I was in front of Barclays, and I saw all of these people in queue like this, just waiting. I can't believe there was nobody shouting or pushing or saying,
Oh, so
I'm still
queuing by literally waiting in a line. That's what she meant. So I was like, am I missing something here? Is she talking about a sport, queuing? Never heard of it. Oh, okay.
waiting. Hello, can you move? Do you know, we don't queue in Italy. I love tea is bad.
We
Tea
queue
is
here.
so good.
Drinking tea here is almost like a religion.
Tea is just boring.
Question is, do you lift your little finger?
You can't say that. You can't say that. What these Europeans are getting, or a few of them, are the stereotypes for if you live there in Britain. That's what I'm getting from this. They're maybe a hint of truth, but like extremely blown out of proportion at the same time. Let me know what you think about that. I already see the angry comments to the lady that said what we won't speak of about the tea just prior to this a couple seconds ago. I like tea. I mean, my family likes tea. It's not a big thing here in the US. We have iced tea here. Iced tea is everywhere here. You don't really have much tea. Few people will, but I mean, coffee just dominates, and I think that kind of takes over the tea spot here. But we will definitely do tea, and my family's a little rare for doing it. We like it. It's fun.
Tea, you have like thousands of teas, and you can just enjoy it.
Sounds
You
great.
can do that with wine instead.
And you have to be very precise with the amount of time that you leave the tea bag inside the thing.
You like put the milk wrong, like too much or too little. Oh, you're gonna get bollocked.
What are you doing
It's the
here?
art.
You don't like the Queen, you don't like tea.
That's the art of it, though, I feel like.
Every day after work hours, at least like 2-3 pints. Literally, it's like
Like, it's so easy to spend your entire day in a pub. So like arrive to eat and then have a few pints and be like, time to have food again. And then you have food again, and then you have more drinks. It's like I've literally been sat here for 9 hours.
When I moved here, I
Sounds
was sort of
great.
like, well, I'm going to do the same. It was like, I'm going to go out at midnight. And so I was like, as soon as I lived in Camden back then, I sort of opened up the door, and it's like this circus.
And like British people are completely unable to talk about their feelings if they're sober, like especially in the case of relationships.
Like one or two people having a good time out,
Yeah.
but it's like I start realizing it's like an entire town getting shit-faced.
That's what I noticed once again, and I'm sure it's different no matter where you are throughout the UK. When I was in London, it looked really fun to go to a pub there. I love the pubs there, how they look, just the look of them is so inviting. It's warm. The people out there, like people were in the pub, just smashed in there, and then all on the outside, just a huge area of the outside was just full, like overfilled everywhere. You know, it seemed like hundreds of people were trying to pack in there. The people that couldn't pack in there were just having a party outside of it, just swamping this place. It was pretty late for me. I mean, I think I took the water taxi back this day, and you had to walk a good amount, maybe like 30 minutes through the town to my pretty much Airbnb at the time. But it was overflowing, looked fun. We just didn't have, I guess you could always make time, but we didn't have time for so many things, this one included. And next time we go, we are definitely going into that lovely chaos, that fun chaos.
When it's clear that, you know, two people fancy each other, and I've had that on dates so many times, and it's like, no, okay, no, we still have 3 pints to go before anything can happen, because this is a weird country.
Oh, what would you miss if you left the UK?
Oh, I would miss so many things.
I think I would miss the people. Seriously, I think the Brits are some of the most charming people on earth.
I
Very
just
nice.
love them.
Very
I
nice.
love the fact that they're a bit colder, and so they're not so touchy and there's not so intrusive.
It's a country where you can actually start a business over the phone. It's a country where you can actually make stuff happen. It's a land of opportunity.
Like, you can beat anyone or do anything here.
Exactly, without being judged.
And I just love the
many
energy, like
things
the vibe of
happening,
it.
there's so many
Yeah,
things
there's
happening
so many things.
everywhere.
I think pretty much everything that we covered today.
The weather.
I really like this silly country. Just, you know, can't believe I said that on camera.
Sylvia, would you miss queuing?
Queuing.
Yes, a lot. I wouldn't queue anymore. I'm like, okay, I'm just going there. Let me go through.
Wow. Well, I thought that was good. Of course, there are probably points that you all are cringing at these individuals when they're talking about it. But yeah, I think it was entertaining for me, especially because I'm not from Europe. I'm not from Britain. I'm an American watching this kind of as an outsider and just seeing, there we go, seeing what they think of each other. And I'd like to, I mean, Europe's a big place. You can't just have the other way around. But it would be interesting to see the other way around about, you know, British people talking about Italians or Germans or the French or the Spanish. You know, they probably love the Portuguese because it's like their oldest ally, as in it is their oldest ally. That would be fun to do. But let me know the truths, the definitely not truths about these people, what maybe your thoughts are about people in Europe. Maybe you could generalize, you know, in general, Europeans, blah, 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 you know, anything. I want to hear about that. This is where I really learned the most, looking at your comments and getting in a discussion with you all about these things. And don't be too harsh. We're here to learn. We're here to have fun. Constructive criticism, please. Comments? Any comments here? I'm English, and I've never met someone who likes queuing. We just do it. I mean, yeah, who would enjoy queuing? I think they're talking about more of it was just peaceful compared to their own country. They don't queue in their country, so this is something where you kind of line up all in order, everything's done precisely. And, you know, we queue a lot here. We're in lines a lot here. I mean, I am very close to Disneyland. If you ever came to the Anaheim Disneyland, you get so used to lines. If we have to wait for something for 45 minutes somewhere out in the world, we're very fine with it because I'm used to it. We're used to it here because we're always in lines here. Man the guns, lad. This lady's just insulted our nation. That's what I thought. But then as they explained later, tea is kind of, well, maybe in my opinion, fun. It's kind of like art in a way. You could put some cream in there, at least in the US. You could put some cream, you could put some sugar or sugar cube, whatever. You could mix and match. It's just kind of fun. There's millions of different teas. There's so many teas out there, and I think that's what makes it fun. There's a lot of fun names for the teas. I thought people were joking when they say that only Brits queue. What do other nations do? That's Q. That's Q. That's true queue. In Italy, how do you queue? I mean, how is it possible? Especially before technology, I guess? Because maybe you do it by phones. I have no idea. As a British person, I honestly don't think we're polite at all. I just think some people are incredibly rude. Maybe. I mean, I was in London and I thought people were polite, and I'm sure people in the countryside will look at London like any city. Anyone coming from outside the city looking in, they'll probably think they're rude in general, but I thought the people in London were very nice, very sincere. Let me know if you want me to do more of these, and if you have any suggestions, please send them. I always am open to suggestions for kind of like along the same lines of videos. And yeah, thank you for joining me. Until next time, have a good, safe, fun rest of your day.